On July 16th, 2023, the world was introduced to Elemental, the all-new Pixar movie, created by the Democrat Party and the woke propagandist of America. Um, Today, we're doing a debate with this guy who's going to introduce himself in a few seconds about why Elemental is actually a terrible movie.
Hello there, everyone. My name is Warmaster GT. Obviously.
Okay, I thought you were doing a character first because I thought we said we were going to do the characters.
Yeah. It's Warmaster GT, man. I've always been Warmaster.
So the character is Warmaster GT.
Yes. Brought about into the cartoon world, the cartoonverse, with the other characters.
This is gonna be a bitch to edit. I promise you. Okay, well, with that intro aside, yes, it's the PNG Tuber versus Warmaster GT. It's a fight that we never thought that we get to see.
Well, here it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, I'm in the camp of Elemental was a terrible piece of derivative garbage, but Warmaster GT doesn't feel the same way. So
it was a good movie. That's all I can say. It was a good movie. I gave it a 7.5. That's good enough for it? I left that movie theater feeling happy. I went to work and I didn't feel like shit for the rest of the day. That movie cured me. Honestly, that movie saved me. I was gonna have to do a, what was that, 2 to 12 shift? You know what? Saved me, man.
Wait, you mean friggin' 2 p.m. to 12 a.m.?
Yes.
Nigga, that's crazy. Why would you work that?
Because I need money so that I can buy Elementals merch.
Hold on. Does your job, do they make you work those hours?
No, I asked for more hours and they give them to me.
Nigga, that's crazy. Okay, if you aren't manager by like next year, then something's fucked up. Cause
well, I did put in my 2 weeks so that I can go work in a factory job with my mom, so that I can wake up early and leave, come back home, and I have more extra time to buy Elemental merch.
Oh, that's tough. Oh well. Wait. Hold on. Wait. You have more time with the factory job?
Well, whatchamacallit, I wake up at 4 and then I go to work and then I come back at like 3. So I'll have more
at 3 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Nigga, that's crazy. So you're working 11-hour days?
Well, they're not. I go in at 6 technically, and if I work till 3, that's just like overtime and stuff like that. But that's usually how long my mom works, so I'll probably just work the same hours as her.
I see.
Carpooling's a bitch, isn't it?
I guess that's one way to put it. Holy fuck! I'm playing No Man's Sky right now, and bro, I'm running so low on oxygen that it's not even funny. Hold on.
Oh my.
Okay, but anyway, back to Elemental. Personally, I think Elemental was so boring, and I think throughout the last like half hour of the movie, I was just playing No Man's Sky, and so
Right.
that honestly just goes to show you.
Honestly, I think you're glazing. I honestly think you're glazing right now because Elementals wasn't even that bad.
Nah, bro. I think Pixar, they really could have done better with Elemental.
No. Definitely. They definitely could have done better, and I don't condone what they did with that movie. There were so many missed opportunities. They could have delved into the world better, but from what we got, I was honestly really intrigued with the world. It was really good, man.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Onward, that old movie from 2020, because it was like, the world was interesting in that movie, but the story just wasn't there, and
yeah, no, the story was fucking retarded. They didn't even get to see their dad in the end. Horrible ending.
Well, no, one of the sons got to see the dad, but the other one didn't. My main issue with that movie is that the whole plot is circular in a really bad way, because they go through this whole like stupid, unnecessary journey with all these stupid twists and turns, and they just end up like back at the school. So it's like, why couldn't you just like drive down the street?
Honestly, man, Pixar movies, they're getting more down to scale. I mean, they've always been down to scale. I mean, just look at fucking Ratatouille.
Yeah,
Half of the movie takes place in a restaurant.
That's the weird thing. I mean, they're down to scale, but the movies cost like $200 million.
Oh well, nobody ever said animation was cheap.
Well, just look at Illumination movies. Those cost like half or even like a quarter of what Pixar and Disney movies cost.
And that's why they're call it saturated bullshit with the saturation up to 100% so that the kiddies don't click off.
Isn't Elemental the exact same way? Because it's also very colorful.
Well, it's colorful for the reason of it being colorful. Just goes with the plot. That's just how it is in the world. The elemental world.
There are like a couple recent Illumination movies where you can also give the same argument, but we're not gonna. This isn't a defense of Illumination, even though I don't think they're really all that bad. But
well, Illumination. I mean, I don't even remember like a single plot point about Rise of Gru. That movie pissed me off so
Rise
bad.
Of Gru? Nah, yeah. Bro, I loved Rise of Gru. It was so good. It had a real 70s throwback feel. It was just a really enjoyable animated movie. In the
70s. You know, I was one of the people who dressed up in a suit and went in and made.
Oh, for the Gentle Minions thing.
Yes, I was one of the Gentle Minions, and let me just say, it cost me more to repress my suit than it did to
actually see the movie.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That was a complete waste of money. But back to the main topic at hand. For those who haven't seen the movie, just a bit of a spoiler warning because I'm gonna horribly summarize the plot of this movie, and you guys are gonna like it.
This is pretty accurate, though. I'm gonna say that.
All right. So basically, let me just say, before I start, I really like this movie. Maybe I'm just a sucker for romance. Came in because it's a new Pixar movie with an interesting look, but I left that theater really happy. Going into my crappy minimum wage job with a smile on my face. So let's begin. Ember's parents channel their inner Mexican and arrive to Elemental City and establish a community where fire people can live instead of a horribly unaccommodated city. Ember is promised her father's shop when she's ready, but is plagued by anger issues and lack of chill pills. One fateful day, her anger issues cause a leak in the shop, and love interest washes ashore shop basement. He tries to get her shop shut down because of OSHA violations, but has a change of hearts, and helps her stop the leaks and save her shop instead. They find the leak, plug it temporarily, love scene, come back, plug it with glass. Ember meets Wade's parents and proceeds to whine about not wanting to work at the shop. Dumps love interest. Love interest crashes her party. Lie reveal number 7,657 ensues. And for some reason the glass that Ember put up explodes. I guess she didn't make it right or something. And Firetown is ravaged by water. A family heirloom that Ember's parents brought from their home country is in danger, and it's kind of important for some reason. And love interest tries to save it, dies, but then comes back with the power of love. They kiss, and everything is right with the world.
Huh. Well.
And I don't think Jason remembers a single moment in that movie.
No, not really. We'll say that I basically predicted that entire plot. Oh God, when was it? In the PNG tuber Elemental is totally awesome video. So.
Yeah, I rewatched that video like yesterday, and let me just say, you did a good job. That was a really good video. Honestly, that made me laugh a couple of times. We'll put a link in the description for all those inclined to go watch it. But honestly, man, that's one of the biggest arguments against this movie. It's been done before, and everybody knew how the movie was gonna go before it even came out.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest points that wasn't theorized or anything like that was the biggest part of the movie, which was the immigration plot line that the creator actually mentioned in a tweet. He explained that the whole point for this movie was a love letter to his younger days, and how his story was identical to Emperor's. How his parents, sacrificed everything just so he can come to America and lead a better life. And just look at him now. He's a Pixar now, and he made The Good Dinosaur. So,
well, that's
good
not
job, parents.
that's not really the biggest accomplishment, but
so let's hear the negatives, and I think nobody is better to tell us the negatives than Jason here.
Yeah. Man, where do I even begin with this? Well, for one, the character designs. I wasn't the biggest fan of the character designs. They were just really busy. It's like those old Michael Bay Transformers movies where the characters are just like moving around, and it's just you have all these silly moving parts. It's just kind of stupid.
Well, you know what? They were really pretty rigs, man. I'm not even gonna lie. You got to give Pixar props for that. But I don't know about busy. They had super simple designs. I mean, I've been drawing them for like the past 12 hours just on my tablet. And yeah, they're really easy to draw. They look exactly like their movie counterpart, except for the fact that they're not 3D, and they kind of look like they were made on DeviantArt. But cool with that.
So I don't know, Chief. I don't know. I think my main issue is that it's just, why does everything need to be just moving all the time for like no reason? It's not like Spider-Verse or something where, I mean, it's an action film. You're gonna have the appropriate amount of movement and action and vivality in it, but it's just elemental. Why does these characters need to be constantly like flowing and moving? Can we not just like stay still for one fucking second? It's just, I don't know.
Well,
it's like if
that's another argument that this movie is faced with. It's meant for kids. It's so obvious that it's meant for kids. I mean, you said it before. The colors, the character design, just everything is just always moving, and it's interesting to see. I honestly like loved looking back through it and seeing all the little hidden details, all the cool facial expressions that made them look just alive, man. And the background characters were nice, and yeah, honestly, the movie it never stopped moving. The fire just kept on looking like fire, and water just kept on, rippling and stuff like that. And dude, I mean, it was very well made. You got to give him props for that, man. What's another issue you have with that, Jason?
I don't know, man. It's the pacing. It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
The pacing wasn't good.
Pacing.
Yeah, and then the movie's like 2 hours long, but it feels so much longer than that. It was like torture trying to sit through that thing. It was just unbelievable. I couldn't stand it.
To be
It could
honest,
have been like 30 minutes shorter.
Oh, sorry, what's up?
Oh, none. I'll go on.
To be honest, I had like work like directly after watching the movie, and the movie accidentally leaked into my work time, so I ended up taking valuable time from my workplace just to watch this movie and to finish it, so I didn't waste money. And I mean, dude, when I sat through it. I mean, the only reason it took so long was just, I guess, it was just my head messing with me, with the thought that I wasn't gonna get to work on time. But for the most part, it was I liked how the plot flowed. It was really well made. Everything just felt like it was where it was supposed to be. But
Nah, bro. To me, movies they can't afford to waste any time, cause it's like it's already enough of a challenge to keep the audience's attention. But I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. I think Spider-Verse is a good example because Spider-Verse is 2.5 hours long, and I mean, You can sort of feel the runtime at some points, especially near the end before they start getting into all the crazy twists. But nah, bro, Element, it really doesn't deserve its runtime. It deserved to be like 30 minutes shorter. I think in general there were just a lot of unearned moments. And the pacing doesn't help with that. It just really feels like a slog to get through. It's not something that I would ever want to watch again because it's just not there, Chief. It's just not there.
Honestly, I talked to you about this. How I'm just gonna forget about this movie and I'm gonna come back to it a couple years later, and I'm just gonna enjoy watching it. It's just gonna be a fun watch. And although it's true that pacing's off and it has its problems, I honestly think that I'd watch this again. It's a really good movie, man. It has a good story. It has a good message. The plot flowed nice, and yeah, it's a little long. Honestly, I'll give you that. So it's a long movie, but I guess it was just long so that it can finish saying whatever it needed to say, man.
Yeah.
And, what it needed to say was, well, it was an interesting message.
Yeah, we gotta get into this part. We gotta talk about the political messaging of this movie.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I have
PNG
such an
Tuber
issue.
made a couple of how do I say this, predictions, and let's just say they were spot on.
Nah, exactly. And I haven't even written like an actual Elemental review for the PNG Tuber yet. But I can already imagine what he's gonna say, because I think that's one of those PNG Tuber videos where I'm just gonna have to like put my personal opinion into the video, just because the racial politics in this are so stupid. Basically, what they're trying to say is that the Fire people are Koreans, and Korean people are so oppressed, and it's like, what are you talking about, man?
They were oppressed at a time.
They were, but this obviously takes place in like modern day, so. I don't
That's not to say that Koreans aren't oppressed anymore.
I mean, they are, but they're not the most oppressed.
Well, I think the message just that they're trying to say is just it's what the director remembers from his younger days. What he remembers his parents did for him. I mean, obviously in a very colorful and Disney type movie, but I feel for the most part its message resonated with its viewers as an immigrant family that made sacrifices for their children, and this immigrant family was well, discriminated on during those times, the 1960s. Yeah. Which is when he said that he moved in. But I don't think he's trying to say anything about one race being more oppressed than the other. I don't think that's what he's trying to say.
That's kind of the impression I got.
Well, I feel like going into this movie with that type of view, it'll definitely soil a bit of the movie, just a little bit.
You're telling me.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just how I grew up, but I just never got that impression from the movie. And
I don't know, Chief. It just felt preachy. It wasn't like something like Zootopia where it was like, I feel like the message was done so much better in Zootopia, and that movie doesn't hold up today. Don't get me wrong, but
you don't like Zootopia?
Nah, I like the movie. I just don't think the political messaging holds up.
Well, you know, the world just keeps on changing.
Oh yeah, especially after. Well, we're not talking about it. We're not getting into that right now.
Of course.
Yeah, Elementalists. I don't know, Chief. It's a decent looking movie, but the story just isn't there. And Pixar used to be known for their stories. That's the issue. Ever since John Lasseter left, the studio hasn't been worth shit, man.
Yeah.
It hasn't been worth nothing.
Well, I don't know. The studio has always been about story, of course. Everybody knows the whole what if X had feeling, and in this movie, it's what if Elements had feelings, and you know they definitely gave him feelings, And I felt sad in some parts of the movie. I felt happy. They definitely made me feel certain things during that movie. And I think that's all we can ask for the studio. I mean, of course, there could have been more. I mean, they spent $200 billion, or I mean, million dollars on this movie. I feel like, I should have come out of that theater, just with a spiritual awakening. All my chakras open, third eye, all that stuff. Well, all I did was just have a good day at work. Not really nothing to write home about. And like Jason says, out of the 3 movies so far at this point in time that have come out this year, animated movies, that is, that are relevant, it's the worst out of all of them. I mean, Spider-Verse is completely cleaned out. Everything, man. I mean, oh my god, that movie's so good. And the Mario movie well, it's Mario. Come on. Mario and Spider-Man aren't really gonna have any competition against fire and water boiling, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No. I honestly, I would go into what a friggin' elements don't mix part of the movie was incredibly stupid, but I feel like anyone with half a brain knows why that particular racial messaging is just unbelievably tone deaf and just ridiculous to modern day. I don't even understand why this movie needed to be made. It's like they're just preaching to the choir. It's like people are already alright with interracial relationships, or I guess they're alright enough with it. And so, like, why are you sitting up here, preaching to us why interracial relationships are good from like your ivory tower? Because it's like people already don't have an issue with this anymore. It's just
well, like I was saying, the director, he just wrote about himself, and that's actually a funny thing. One of the plots in the movie is that Ember's grandmother, before she died in a hilarious comedic way,
a literal cutaway gag in a $200 million movie. Just keep that in mind.
I mean, it got a chuckle out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. So stupid, man. But basically, the grandmother told her, Ember, to marry fire. And that's actually one of the things that happened to the director. His grandmother, before she died, told him, marry Korean or something like that. And yeah, that was that just kind of, I guess that kind of resonated with him when he finally made this movie. He decided to go, you know what? No, elements deserve to mix with each other. I mean, races. I mean, elements. I don't really know. I don't really know what he was trying to go.
Calm down there, Disney executive. You're starting to let your agenda show through.
Well, what's another problem that you have with this movie, Mr. Jason?
I honestly don't give a shit about this movie, so I feel like I don't have much more to say. Honestly. Nah. Well, I genuinely haven't thought about it ever since I got that copy of it. It's like,
off of a website that we will not disclose.
Yeah, we're not going to disclose it, but I'll just let you guys, like anyone who's listening, know I didn't pay for the movie. Because there's no way I was paying for that shit.
Okay. Be careful. Be careful there. Be careful.
Be careful. No, we have reviewed pirated movies on the channel before, and we haven't gotten in trouble for it. Just as long as we don't tell people where to get it. It's like, if you got half a brain, you'll know. What the fuck?
Well, I did send a hitman after you, Jason, and unfortunately he's almost here, and he's mad. He's mad that you pirated Disney's Elemental. He is not happy.
I think this is the first time that somebody has ever received a death threat before actually publishing the video.
Just a little running gag, a little inside joke, as Jason would call it.
This isn't a very funny inside joke because he keeps saying that because I told him that he's only entitled to like a third of any money that the channel makes, and so he keeps making this Hitman joke.
Well, I wasn't mad per se. I was just No, I wasn't mad. I really wasn't mad. I was just goofing. I was just goofing off. I was just making a little goof.
We'll see. If life starts turning into a Martin Scorsese film, then we'll be sure to let you guys know.
But let's just say it wasn't me. It was me.
Okay, Shaggy. Anyway, I think that'll wrap up our Elemental debate. I personally wouldn't recommend it, but I know the War Master probably would, so I'm not gonna.
It's a good movie for kids. Just give it a watch if you want. Another thing is, I mean it's the love story, man. I don't know, man. It's just cute, man. It's cute. I loved it while you were a kid. I love hearing it.
That's
what?
Just
what?
What?
Come
That's just
on,
my opinion.
man. That pulled at the heartstrings. Pulled at the heartstrings.
Not really.
We can't all be crotchety old men like you.
Holy fucking shit! This is ridiculous. The fucking 2-hour battery life on the Steam Deck.
Well, I think that's all the time we have.
Oh yeah, that'll wrap up our debate. Don't go see this. Watch Spider-Verse instead, or even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. I'm now an advocate for that movie because it looks pretty good.
That's a debate for another day.
Oh yeah, I was about to say we're gonna have to discuss that because that movie looks legitimately good.
Well,
I think like after Elemental, wait, did I? Yeah, I think I watched like Back to the Future, and I was like infinitely more entertained. I was actually
I don't know, man. With the amount of times I've watched Back to the Future, I don't think I can ever watch it again.
Oh my! Why have you watched it so much?
Because I kept on trying to watch the entire trilogy, but I always ended up giving up like halfway through it.
So you just kept going
I would
back
watch
to
the
one.
first movie and then the second movie, and then something about a train in the third movie. I remember I got that far, and then that was it.
Nah, you should just give up watching those because no, you aren't gonna finish. No, but I was gonna say, the new Ninja Turtles movie that's done by the studio that did Planes.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
That's the studio?
Uh-huh.
Pixar's got a...
And they did Captain Underpants.
They've got competition, man. They got competition.
Oh, yeah. Ain't no doubt about it. Alright, but yeah, I think that was seriously ended. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this.
Make sure you make sure you leave that in there, by the way.
It's like I'm keeping most of this stuff in here. It's like 30 minutes long. I'm only gonna edit like the beginning. But
little Easter eggs for the viewers,
I don't think anybody's gonna stick around for this long. I think Diecast is our last hope for this month, or just in general. But either way, yeah, that'll be it for this debate. I've been Jarvis Scott,
and I've been Warmaster GT.
Yeah, it's the first time you're hearing him in a while, huh? Anyway, thank y'all for watching.
I work hard,
You work hard. I'm not gonna go into the extent of what he's done for the channel recently. Although I think it's substantial, but it'd be pretty embarrassing for him. Anyway, yeah, thank y'all for watching. Stick around for more Diecast content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh crap, this isn't a Diecast reviews video, isn't it? Shit. Got it on the brain.